If you are over 60 and you have started to feel weaker than you used to, I want you to listen closely for the next few minutes. Because what I am about to tell you may change the way you think about strength, aging, and food. Many people believe that losing muscle after 60 is just part of getting older. They think it is normal to struggle getting out of a chair, normal to feel tired after walking across a parking lot, that's normal to avoid stairs, heavy grocery bags, or simple yard work, because the body just does not feel the same anymore. And yes, aging does change the body. But weakness is not something you should simply surrender to. I am Dr. D. Miller, and after nearly 14 years of working in health and wellness, I have seen this same story again and again. A man like Robert, 71 years old, walks into his doctor's office and says, "I guess I am just getting old." He tells me he used to carry groceries with no problem. He used to play with his grandkids in the backyard. He used to walk the dog around the block without thinking twice. But now, even small daily tasks feel heavier than they should. And here is the part that breaks my heart. Robert does not think there is anything he can do. He believes strength is expensive. He believes building muscle means buying protein powders, special shakes, premium steaks, or some fancy supplement that costs more than his monthly grocery bill. So he gives up before he even starts. But I want you to know something. Staying strong after 60 does not have to cost a fortune. In fact, some of the best muscle-supporting foods are not sitting in the supplement aisle. They are sitting quietly in the regular grocery store in simple packages with no flashy labels and no celebrity endorsements. The truth is, after the age of 50, the body can naturally lose muscle year by year. And when that muscle disappears, it does not just change how you look. It changes how you live. It affects your balance. It affects your energy. It affects whether you can climb stairs, carry laundry, open a heavy door, or get up from the floor safely. Muscle is not just about looking fit. Muscle is about independence. That is why this matters so much. Because for many older adults, the goal is not to become a bodybuilder. The goal is to stay capable, to keep walking, to keep moving, to keep living without feeling afraid of every step. So in today's video, here on Health with Dr. D. Miller, I am going to show you 7 affordable, high-protein foods that can help support muscle after 60. These are foods regular Americans can find in everyday grocery stores. They are simple, budget-friendly, and practical. And remember this video is not about eating fancy, it is about eating smart. Because your body does not care how expensive your food is. It cares whether you give it the building blocks it needs, consistently, day after day. Let's begin with food number 7, sardines. Now, I know the moment some people hear the word sardines, they make a face. Maybe you are making that face right now. Maybe you are thinking, Dr. Miller, there is no way I am eating tiny fish out of a can. And I understand that. Sardines do not have the glamorous reputation of grilled salmon or a thick cut of steak. They are not the kind of food people brag about at a dinner party. But when it comes to affordable nutrition for muscle after 60, sardines deserve far more respect than they get. Here is why. Sardines are packed with complete protein, which means they provide the essential amino acids your body needs to repair and maintain muscle tissue. And after 60, that matters more than ever. Your muscles do not respond to protein as easily as they did when you were younger, so every bite needs to count. You want protein that is not only affordable, but also high quality and easy for the body to use. But sardines do something else that makes them especially powerful for older adults. They contain omega-3 fatty acids. And omega-3 fats are important because aging muscle often lives in an environment of low-grade inflammation. You may not feel it like a sharp pain, you may not even know it is happening. But deep inside the body, that quiet inflammation can make it harder for muscles to recover, harder for joints to feel comfortable, and harder for strength to return. Think about a woman named Linda, 68 years old. Linda used to skip lunch or eat a few crackers because she did not want to cook for herself. She felt tired in the afternoon, and she started noticing that even carrying a small bag of groceries felt harder. Then she tried adding sardines just once or twice a week. Not plain, not forced, not in a way that made her miserable. She mashed them with a little lemon juice, black pepper, parsley, and avocado, then spread them over whole grain toast. Suddenly, this food she thought she would hate became one of the easiest lunches in her week. That is the key. You do not have to eat sardines straight from the can if you do not like the taste. You can mix them into pasta salad. You can put them on crackers with a little hot sauce. You can blend them into a Caesar-style dressing. You can add them to scrambled eggs. You can use lemon, herbs, mustard, or avocado to soften the flavor. And here is another benefit. Sardines often come with soft edible bones, which provide calcium. That means they do not just support muscle. They also support the bones those muscles pull against. Strong muscles and strong bones should always work together, especially as we age. So yes, sardines may be small, they may be humble, They may not look exciting on the shelf. But for someone over 60 who wants more strength without spending a fortune, sardines are one of the smartest foods you can keep in your pantry. Now let's move to food number 6, cottage cheese. And I know what some of you may be thinking. Cottage cheese? Really? For a lot of Americans, cottage cheese feels like an old diet food from decades ago. Maybe you remember seeing it next to a few slices of canned peaches, or maybe you tried it once and decided it was not for you. But if you are over 60 and you are trying to protect your muscles without spending a fortune, cottage cheese deserves a second look. What makes cottage cheese special is not just that it has protein. It is the kind of protein it gives you. Cottage cheese is rich in casein, a slow-digesting protein. That means instead of rushing through your system quickly, it releases amino acids slowly over several hours. And after 60, that slow, steady supply can be very helpful because aging muscles often do not respond to protein as strongly as younger muscles do. Think of it this way. If your muscles are like a fireplace, fast protein is like throwing a quick flame on the wood. It burns bright, but it may not last long. Casein is more like a slow, steady fire that keeps warmth going through the night. For older adults, that steady stream of nourishment can help support recovery, especially during the long hours between dinner and breakfast. Let me tell you about Margaret, 66 years old. Margaret used to eat a small dinner, then wake up the next morning feeling weak, shaky, and already tired before the day began. She thought it was just age, but when she started having a small bowl of cottage cheese in the evening, mixed with blueberries, cinnamon, and a few chopped walnuts, something changed. She was not suddenly 25 again, but she felt steadier. She felt more satisfied, and she stopped reaching for sugary snacks late at night. That is the kind of change we are looking for. Not magic. Not overnight transformation. Just better choices that help your body feel supported. Cottage cheese is also easy to use. You can eat it sweet with berries, you can make it savory with black pepper, tomatoes, cucumber, and herbs. You can blend it into smoothies to make them creamy. You can use it instead of ricotta in lasagna. You can even stir it into scrambled eggs to make them softer and higher in protein. And for many people, it is much cheaper than protein bars or specialty shakes. Now, if you need to watch your sodium, choose a lower sodium version when you can. And if dairy does not agree with your stomach, this may not be your best choice. But for many older adults, cottage cheese is one of the simplest ways to add high-quality protein without cooking, without spending much, and without making your meals complicated. Now let's talk about food number 5, lentils. Lentils may not look powerful. They are small, plain, and inexpensive. But do not let that fool you. Lentils are one of the most useful foods a person over 60 can keep in the kitchen. They give you plant-based protein, fiber, iron, B vitamins, and slow-burning energy. And that combination matters because muscle is not built from protein alone. Your body also needs energy, minerals, and a healthy digestive system to use that protein well. Many older adults feel tired and assume it is just aging. But sometimes the body is running low on the nutrients that help carry oxygen, support metabolism, and keep muscles working. Lentils can help fill some of those gaps in a very affordable way. Think about George, 72 years old. George wanted to cut back on red meat because his doctor told him to watch his heart health. But he was afraid that if he ate less meat, he would lose even more strength. So he started making lentil soup twice a week with carrots, celery, garlic, onions, and a little turmeric. It was warm, soft, easy to chew, and filling. More importantly, it helped him build meals that felt satisfying without depending on expensive cuts of meat. And that is one of the best things about lentils. They are flexible. Red lentils cook down into a creamy texture, perfect for soups. Brown and green lentils hold their shape better, making them great for salads, grain bowls, and side dishes. You can add them to stew, mix them with rice, spoon them over roasted vegetables, or season them with spices from almost any cuisine. Are lentils a complete protein by themselves? Not exactly, but that does not mean they are weak. Your body can combine amino acids from lentils with grains, nuts, seeds, eggs, yogurt, or other foods you eat throughout the day. You do not have to make every meal perfect. You just need to build a pattern that gives your body what it needs over time. So remember this. Cottage cheese gives you slow, steady protein. Lentils give you affordable plant protein, fiber, minerals, and lasting energy. Together, they prove that muscle support after 60 does not have to come from expensive products. Sometimes, the strongest foods are the quiet ones sitting in the simplest containers. Now let's talk about food number 4, canned tuna. For many people over 60, canned tuna may not sound exciting. It may seem too ordinary, too simple, maybe even something you ate years ago and forgot about. But sometimes the most ordinary foods are the ones that quietly do the most work. And when it comes to affordable protein, convenience, and muscle support, canned tuna is one of the easiest foods to keep in your kitchen. Here is why I like it. Canned tuna gives you high-quality protein without requiring you to cook a full meal, and that matters. Because let's be honest, not every older adult wants to stand in the kitchen for an hour every day. Some days your energy is lower. Some days your knees hurt. Some days you just do not feel like chopping, cooking, washing dishes, and starting all over again the next day. That is where a simple can of tuna can help. Think about Susan, 69 years old. Susan lived alone, and most afternoons she would eat whatever was easiest. A piece of toast, a handful of crackers, maybe a cookie with coffee. She was not trying to eat poorly. She was just tired. Cooking for one person felt like too much trouble. But by late afternoon, she would feel weak, foggy, and hungry again. Then she made one small change. She started keeping canned light tuna in her pantry. For lunch, she would mix it with plain Greek yogurt, a little mustard, celery, black pepper, and a squeeze of lemon. She would put it on whole grain toast or eat it with cucumber slices and crackers. It took less than 5 minutes, but it gave her real protein. And that changed the way her afternoon felt. That is the power of practical food. Not fancy food, not perfect food, practical food. Canned tuna contains complete protein, meaning it gives your body the essential amino acids needed to repair and maintain muscle tissue. It is also lean, which means it provides protein without a lot of extra calories. For someone over 60 who wants to stay strong but also manage weight, blood sugar, or heart health, that can be very helpful. And because canned tuna sits safely in the pantry, it removes one of the biggest problems with healthy eating: preparation. Fresh fish can be expensive. It can spoil quickly. It needs cooking. But canned tuna is ready when you are. Open the can, drain it, mix it, and you have the foundation of a real meal. You can make tuna salad with Greek yogurt instead of mayonnaise. You can add tuna to a green salad. You can mix it with cooked pasta, chopped vegetables, and olive oil. You can make tuna patties with an egg and a few whole grain crumbs. You can even eat it with crackers when you need something fast and filling. Now, one important note. Because tuna can contain mercury, it is smart to choose canned light tuna more often and rotate it with other protein sources like sardines, salmon, eggs, beans, lentils, cottage cheese, and Greek yogurt. The goal is not to eat tuna every single day. The goal is to use it wisely as part of a varied, balanced routine. So do not underestimate that simple can sitting in your pantry. For someone over 60, canned tuna can be the difference between skipping protein and giving your muscles what they need that day. And sometimes, that small choice is exactly what keeps you moving forward. Now let's move to food number 3, eggs. If there is one food that almost every American has seen in the refrigerator, it is eggs. They are simple, they are affordable, they are easy to cook. And yet, when we talk about building or maintaining muscle after 60, eggs are often underestimated. But I want you to think about this for a moment. After 60, your body needs protein that is not only available, but useful. It is not enough to simply eat something that says high protein on the package. Your body needs protein with the right building blocks. And eggs provide complete protein, meaning they contain all the essential amino acids your muscles need for repair, recovery, and maintenance. This matters because muscle after 60 is not just about looking stronger. It is about living stronger. It is about being able to stand up from a chair without pushing with both hands. It is about carrying groceries from the car. It is about walking across the yard without worrying about your balance. It is about getting down on the floor to play with a grandchild and knowing you can get back up again. Let me tell you about Frank, 74 years old. Frank used to start his morning with coffee and a piece of toast. That was it. He did not think much of it. He had eaten that way for years, but by mid-morning he felt shaky, tired, and hungry. He thought maybe his energy was just gone because of age. Then he made one small change. He started eating 2 eggs in the morning with spinach, tomatoes, and a slice of whole grain toast. Nothing fancy. Nothing expensive, but suddenly his breakfast had real protein, healthy fats, and nutrients his body could actually use. Over time, Frank noticed he was not reaching for cookies before lunch. He felt steadier when he walked, and he had more confidence starting his day. That is what I love about eggs. They do not require a complicated plan. You can scramble them, boil them, poach them, make an omelet, slice them over a salad, mix them with vegetables, or keep hard-boiled eggs in the refrigerator for a quick protein snack when you do not feel like cooking now. Many people were taught to fear the egg yolk. They were told to eat only the whites and throw away the yellow center. But for many older adults, the yolk is where some of the most important nutrients are found. The yolk contains choline, which supports brain and nerve function. It contains vitamin D, which is important for muscles and bones. It also contains healthy fats that help your body absorb certain nutrients. Of course, if your personal doctor has told you to limit eggs because of a specific medical condition, follow that advice. But for many people, whole eggs can be part of a balanced muscle-supportive diet. And here is another reason eggs are so helpful. They pair beautifully with the other foods we are talking about. You can add eggs to beans. You can scramble them with lentils and vegetables. You can make tuna patties with an egg. You can have eggs with Greek yogurt on the side. This is how real people eat. Not perfectly. Not like a magazine photo, but practically, affordably, and consistently, so do not look at eggs as just breakfast. Look at them as one of the easiest protein tools you have, because when you are over 60, every simple meal that helps protect your muscle is also helping protect your freedom. Now let's move to food number 2, Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt may look simple, but for someone over 60, it can be one of the easiest ways to add high-quality protein to the day without cooking anything at all. And that matters, because muscle support is not only about what you eat, it is also about whether you can repeat it. If a food is too complicated, too expensive, or too difficult to prepare, most people will not stick with it. Greek yogurt solves that problem because it is quick, flexible, and easy to fit into real life. What makes Greek yogurt different from regular yogurt is that it is strained, which makes it thicker and more concentrated in protein. That protein can help provide your muscles with the amino acids they need for repair and maintenance. And after 60, that steady support becomes more important, because the body does not always use protein as efficiently as it once did. Greek yogurt also gives you a helpful combination of protein types. It contains fast-acting whey protein and slow-digesting casein protein. Whey can deliver amino acids more quickly, while casein provides a slower release over time. In plain English, that means Greek yogurt can support your muscles now and continue supporting them for hours afterward. But Greek yogurt does not stop there. It also supports the gut. And I want you to pay attention to this because many people talk about protein, but they forget about digestion. If your gut is not working well, your body may not make the best use of the nutrients you eat. Greek yogurt contains probiotics, the friendly bacteria that help support a healthier digestive system. And when digestion improves, nutrient absorption can improve too. Think about Nancy, 67 years old. Nancy loved something sweet after dinner. For years, her habit was a bowl of ice cream almost every night. She enjoyed it, but afterward she often felt heavy, sleepy, and sometimes guilty. Then she tried a simple swap. She used plain Greek yogurt, added sliced strawberries, a little cinnamon, and a few chopped nuts. It still felt creamy. It still felt like dessert. But now it gave her protein, calcium, and less added sugar. That is the kind of change that works in real life. Not punishment, not giving up every food you enjoy, just making the better choice easier. Greek yogurt is also rich in calcium, which supports bone health. And that is important because muscles and bones are a team. Strong muscles need strong bones to pull against. Strong bones need strong muscles to protect balance and movement. After 60, you do not want to think about muscle alone. You want to think about the whole system that keeps you standing, walking, bending, lifting, and living independently. You can eat Greek yogurt with berries. You can blend it into smoothies. You can use it instead of sour cream on baked potatoes or tacos. You can mix it with garlic, cucumber, lemon, and herbs to make a creamy sauce. You can stir it into oatmeal once the oatmeal has cooled a little. You can even use it to marinate chicken because it helps tenderize the meat and adds flavor. The key is to choose plain Greek yogurt most of the time. Many flavored yogurts are loaded with added sugar, and too much added sugar can work against your health goals. If you want sweetness, add fruit, cinnamon, or a small drizzle of honey. You stay in control. Now let's move to food number 1, dried beans. If Greek yogurt is convenient, dried beans are the champion of affordable nutrition. They may be humble. They may not look exciting. They may sit on the bottom shelf of the grocery store, while expensive products get all the attention. But dried beans are one of the smartest foods a person over 60 can eat to support muscle, energy, digestion, and long-term health. Beans give you plant-based protein, but they also give you something many protein powders do not give you: fiber, complex carbohydrates, minerals, and lasting fullness. That combination is powerful. Protein helps support muscle repair. Complex carbohydrates provide steady energy. Fiber feeds healthy gut bacteria. Minerals like magnesium, potassium, and iron help support normal muscle function. And this matters because older adults do not just need more protein. They need meals that help the body work better as a whole. Think about William, 76 years old. William lived on a fixed income, and every month he felt the pressure of grocery prices. He wanted to eat healthier, but fresh meat and specialty products were getting expensive. So he started doing something simple every Sunday. He cooked a large pot of black beans, divided them into small containers, and froze what he did not need right away. During the week, those beans became soup. They became taco filling. They went into salads. They were served with brown rice, eggs, or vegetables. Suddenly, William had protein ready to go without spending much money. He was not following a complicated diet. He was building a routine he could afford. That is why beans are so powerful. They remove the excuse that healthy eating has to be expensive. Now, beans are not a complete protein in the same way eggs, tuna, or sardines are, but do not let that scare you. Your body can combine amino acids from beans with other foods you eat throughout the day, such as rice, oats, nuts, seeds, eggs, yogurt, or fish. You do not have to make every single meal perfect. You just need variety over time. Different beans bring different strengths. Black beans are rich and satisfying. Kidney beans work beautifully in chili. Navy beans are soft and comforting in soups. Chickpeas can be made into hummus or roasted for a crunchy snack. Pinto beans are perfect for bowls, burritos, and simple dinners. If beans make you feel bloated, start small. Do not eat a giant bowl on the first day. Begin with a few spoonfuls. Rinse canned beans well. Soak dried beans before cooking. Add them gradually so your digestive system can adjust. So here is the big lesson. Greek yogurt gives you easy, concentrated protein with gut and bone support. Dried beans give you affordable protein with fiber, minerals, and steady energy. One is quick and creamy. The other is humble and powerful. Together, they prove that the best muscle-supporting foods after 60 are not always the expensive ones. Sometimes they are the foods that have been waiting quietly in the grocery store all along. Now let's bring this all together. If you are over 60, I want you to remember something very important. Building and protecting muscle is not about chasing perfection. It is not about buying the most expensive supplement. It is not about eating like a professional athlete or following a complicated meal plan that makes you feel overwhelmed before you even begin. It is about giving your body what it needs consistently in a way you can actually live with. Today, we talked about 7 simple foods that can help support strength after 60. Sardines, small but powerful, giving you complete protein, omega-3 fats and calcium from those soft edible bones. Cottage cheese, quiet and underrated, giving you slow digesting protein that can nourish your muscles for hours. Lentils, humble and affordable, bringing plant-based protein, fiber, iron, and steady energy. Canned tuna, practical and easy, ready in minutes when cooking feels like too much. Eggs, one of the most useful foods in the kitchen, offering complete protein and important nutrients in the yolk. Greek yogurt, creamy and convenient, supporting protein intake, digestion, and bones. And dried beans, the budget champion, giving you protein, fiber, minerals, and lasting fullness for just a small cost. But here is the deeper message. These foods are not just about protein. They are about independence. They are about being able to rise from your chair without fear, carry your groceries without feeling defeated, walk across the parking lot with confidence, climb the stairs a little more safely, keep playing with your grandchildren, keep cooking in your own kitchen, keep living your life on your terms. Because muscle is not just something young people talk about in gyms. Muscle is freedom, muscle is balance, muscle is protection. Muscle is the difference between needing help with every small task and still being able to say, I can do this. So do not feel like you have to change everything overnight. Start small. This week, choose just 2 foods from this list. Maybe you add Greek yogurt with berries to breakfast. Maybe you boil a few eggs and keep them in the refrigerator. Maybe you cook a pot of beans on Sunday. Maybe you try tuna salad with lemon and Greek yogurt instead of skipping lunch. Maybe you give sardines one honest chance with avocado toast and herbs. Small changes may not look dramatic at first, but repeated day after day, they become strength. They become energy. They become confidence. And if you are watching this and thinking, I wish I had started sooner, let me tell you this. Start now. Your body can still respond, your habits can still improve, your meals can still become more nourishing, and your future can still become stronger than your yesterday. This is Dr. D. Miller from Health with Dr. D. Miller. If this video helped you, share it with someone you care about who wants to stay strong without overspending. Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more practical, evidence-informed tips for healthy aging. And as always, this video is for educational purposes only. If you have kidney disease, heart disease, diabetes, cholesterol concerns, digestive issues, or you are taking prescription medication, please speak with your healthcare provider before making major changes to your diet. Thank you for watching. Take care of your body, feed your strength, and I will see you in the next video.